In this first video about the sequences, I just want to wax a little bit more poetic about what makes good outreach, what the actual sequence looks like, and then we'll get right into it with the first email, why it says the thing it says, and how to replicate it for yourself. So without further ado, when we talk about what makes a good sales email sequence, we frequently talk about what's going to get good results from a potential prospect. And it's intuitive to think that way. But just to break it down a little bit further, it's going to be something helpful. When we send emails, we want to do something that helps this potential prospect, whether they end up speaking to us or not. Let's leave a good taste in their mouth. Let's earn the right to prospect and persist, and let's be personalized. And so that's another big element, is clearly personalized. I'll show you how we do that when we go to build your own first email, but something that it's going to help us to do when we personalize is to go beyond first name and company name. We're going to do something contextually relevant. For me, that's a lot of Loom videos. I'll show you exactly how I do it. The last part of that is, how can we help them understand what we do in as few of calories as possible? When we go to write our email, we're going to use something called Hemingway App. It's what I use to simplify my writing. You might think, I'm selling to a CEO. He's going to know all the complex jargon. He is, but he's not going to read it in your fucking email. We need to get these people to take the next step with us. Sell them on reading the next sentence. Sell them on taking the meeting with us. We're going to do so really simply. And then when we get them to our next step, whether that's a demo, a call, taking a free trial, something else, that's when we can be complex. But when we're writing emails, we want people to be able to understand what we do in as few of moments as possible. Now, on the other side of this coin, what makes a good sales outreach email for us? It's something that's easily replicated, meaning we're not going to spend hours a day doing this. Hopefully, we're only coming in and spending 30, 45 minutes to send some really good outreach. It's automated. That means that we're going to front load our work. We're going to hit a button, and then these sequences are going to go out the door, and we're not going to have to keep coming in and pushing emails on top of people. It's going to happen all on its own. The last part is it creates results, and results are pretty much anything that isn't no reply. Results are typically like, let's take a meeting, I'll hop on a phone with you, but it could also be like, this isn't relevant to me, it's more relevant to someone else, or no thank you, we already use this tool. That's data that's going to help you get better and learn really quickly and iterate on your next set of sales emails. And so when we put this together, something that has worked for me these last years and years and years and years, I've sent it as recently as yesterday, is a 5-step sequence. And I guess I can tell you about this, but maybe it's helpful to just show what it is too. I use a tool like Apollo. You can use something like close.com, Apollo, Lemlist, Mailshake, reply.io. There's so many tools, but it's a 5-step sequence where it's automated. I'm coming in, I'm writing the first email, and then days or emails 2, 3, 4, and 5 are just happening. You can see like all my prospects are here on day 7. But what happens is it really creates some great results. I mean, my open rates are, you can see in some cases in the 90s for percentages, and like 16% reply rates. It's almost unheard of, but it's what is going to happen to us because we are really going to email these people with their best interests in mind. So back to the sequences and what they're actually going to look like. That first email, we're front loading our work, we're personalizing, and we're automating the rest, because every time someone goes to open this email thread, it's going to be behind that first email that we put a good amount of work into. And it'll look like a good amount of work, but as we get better at this, it'll go pretty fast. And we're going to email people every 48 hours. That way, we're going to stay top of mind. You might say, hey, that's a little too persistent. I don't want to annoy people. You're not going to annoy people. You're giving them free value in that first email. You're earning the right to follow up. You're almost like an aggressively helpful and friendly golden retriever, and no one is going to yell at a golden retriever. So if we're following up every 48 hours, what you'll actually find is people saying more often than not, hey, thank you for your persistence. This fell to the bottom of my inbox. I wanted to reply, but then I had other things to do. This is what happens when we're selling to human beings. As long as we're coming across in a helpful, sincere position that we are an expert in, they are not going to be mad at us for persisting every 48 hours. Rather, you need to do this. Otherwise, they're going to forget about you and that beautiful first email that you put so much effort into. I send a an email on the very tail end of this that just says like, hey, anyone else that you would point me to? I do it, 7 days after my final email, just in case like I caught them while they were coming back from vacation or something. You never know somebody's life circumstances. But let's move into what this first email actually looks like. And I'll go into presentation mode because I want to break down this email bit by bit. And I also want to take a sip of water quick because I'm talking very fast. So my first email to people, again, I'm front-loading personalization. I just sent this email to Brex, the digital bank, last week, and I had a meeting with them yesterday, so it worked. I'm saying, hey, first name, Brex Power user here, reaching out with a tool to make your prospecting fast. I automate research on your accounts, so you never miss a key signal on your accounts. Brex demo here. And what this thumbnail you're looking at is a screenshot of a loom that I made. A loom is just a really easily recordable video, and I made it while I was on their website. So when they open this email, they're going to see my face on their website. That thumbnail is hyperlinked to the actual loom. So if they click that play button, it will open up a new tab and it will show them the video. At the bottom, it says it's all the data you're used to. It lists a few tools, and it says you never have to search for it again. Do you have any time next week for a quick demo and a free trial? So this is 6 sentences stating on its own. It gets me about 40, 50% opens and maybe like 6 or 7% replies. Let's break this down into why each part of this is important, and then we will do this for your business. So to begin, when I send an email, every email starts with this subject line. It's their first name, my first name, their company name, my topic that I work on. It works to see their first name, and I'll show you how you can simplistically do this with merge tags, but to see their first name is powerful, to see their company name is powerful, but when they see the word prospecting, if they remember that I'm reaching out to them about prospecting in a few weeks and they go to search for this, they might not remember my name, they might remember the topic. This will make it easier to find in a cluttered inbox. That first sentence is me, why am I reaching out? They need to know within the first sentence why the hell I'm trying to talk to them, because I'm just a rando. I'm not anybody to them yet. And my why is twofold. So can yours. Your why can be twofold too. I'm reaching out because I'm a Brex Power user, and that's my experience with the brand. And I'm doing this outreach because I want to make your prospecting fast. So it's like a little baby pitch. If you had never heard of Brex before and you weren't a user, you could say in this first sentence, hey, first name, been reading really great things about Brex in the news, or congrats on the funding round, or saw you guys are doing a lot of hiring in the executive department. This is your chance to show your experience with the brand, your position as an expert on the brand. And then that second part of the sentence is, why am I reaching out? Because I want to make their prospecting fast. So they already know that this is going to be a sales pitch about a prospecting tool. If you're selling a financial service, reaching out with a tool, reaching out with a service to make finances easier for y'all. It is that simple, and I'll show you how we can get to that simplistic of writing. We will do that together. So the next sentence is the what. What do I propose that I do for them? Well, I want to automate research on their accounts so they never miss a key signal. I actually put a redundant word in there. I didn't have to say accounts twice, and that's my next iteration, as I'll take that out. But there's a whole other video on iteration. And then Brex demo here. And this leads into the almighty loom. I touched on this a moment ago. It doesn't really matter what I'm doing in this video. It could be 30 seconds, it could be 2 minutes, but it matters that my face is on their website so that they can see as soon as they open the email, this visual personalization. It signals that I care about their business, which I do, and I'm showing that I do by making this video. Now, this could be very different for you. This could be a screenshot of your face on their website, but it links to a piece of free data that you generated for them, or a personalized case study. Whatever it is, you need to find a way to show visual personalization in the middle of the email so that when they open, they know this guy wrote this email to my company. He didn't send it to a million companies, but he sent it to my company. Now, to cap this off, I'm preempting an objection. When I was sending my initial emails, people said, I don't need this tool. I have LinkedIn, I have Zoom Info. And so now I can preempt that objection and say, hey, it's all the data you're used to, LinkedIn, Zoom Info, but you never have to search for it again. Now, the first time you send an email, you might have to guess, why would someone say no to you? And then you can get ahead of that no. This will really help your response rate. It'll help you convert more of what you're trying to do because someone's going to look at this and say, well, isn't this like this other tool? Or, yeah, this doesn't seem that valuable. This is your chance to get ahead of that before they have the opportunity to say no. And it leads into what your actual ask is. For me, it's getting people on a quick demo so they can take a free trial. For you, it could be signing up for something, but it's as easy as yes or no. So this whole email is 5 or 6 sentences. It's very simply written. It's like a third or fourth or fifth grade reading level. And very quickly, it's why I'm reaching out, what I'm reaching out about, what I think they might object to in this potential conversation, and my ask. And it's got a nice big dollop of visual personalization in the middle. So from here, let's make one of your, let's just do this with a random company so that you can see the flow of writing this for the first time. And I hope that you will go through this exercise yourself. If you've got email open in another tab, or if you open Hemingway app like I'm about to, I really want you to write this email for your business. At this juncture, I'm going to show you how we might write one of these emails for your business using the tool that I love. I'll show you how I would make one of these looms, and then I'll put both together and I'll show you how I might put this into a sequencing tool. I'll try to save some of the sequencing tool stuff for targeting just because I want to make sure this video isn't too long, but it's definitely important. So here's a quick example. Now, I love something called Hemingway App. It's hemingwayapp.com. But and this all goes back to what I said about keeping our writing caveman simple. We're going to write an email based on what we talked about before with the why, the how, the personalization, the objection handling, and the ask. And we're going to let Hemingway trim it down for us. Our goal is to make nothing highlighted in our email, hopefully get things down to a third grade reading level, because when we do, people are going to really easily understand what we do, and we're going to really jack up our response rates. So let's just pick a business from the internet. I was looking at Attentive. Attentive is a text message marketing solution. And so let me pretend that I'm just writing a sales email for this brand. We drive a lot of revenue, okay. SMS provider for Shopify. I can see who they work with, so they sell to like a lot of, I guess, modern commerce brands, customer first connections. Okay. Yeah, I was looking to see if like they might do any objection handling on their page, like if they might say like how they differentiate, but let's just try to make some of this up. So I'm gonna pretend that I'm selling to I don't know, Supergoop. I've never heard of Supergoop, but we're gonna do some Supergoop shit. So let's pretend that we're selling Attentive to Supergoop. So hey, and I'm just gonna say first name for now, and I'll put a comma there instead of there. Let me look up this Supergoop, and I'll see if I can find something that we can use for kind of that first sentence of credibility building of how I found you. Is there anything in the news right now? Yeah, there is. They're having a massive sale right now. Okay. Um, let's see if there's any specific words I can use. Yeah, so I'm going to say, hope your big sale last month went well. Now I'm selling Attentive, and I just saw that this was like a personalized SMS thing. So why am I reaching out? I'm reaching out to, you know what, maybe when I'm text messaging people who are customers, I can retain them easier. So reaching out to help you retain those new buyers with SMS. A little complex, but let's at least get our thoughts down. So, um, what are we actually doing? My company, Attentive, um, plugs directly into Shopify sites um, to easily engage customers with new deals. Now you can already see that that's highlighted because it's a hard to read sentence, so we'll come back to that. But next up is, this is where I put like a video, and we'll do that in a minute, but let's just preempt an objection handling. Um, my first thought is, why do I need SMS marketing? I'm already doing email marketing. So maybe that is something that, having never talked to a potential customer for Attentive, I could see that being an objection. So I might say, like, it's easier than email marketing. No HTML to deal with. I imagine that's pretty shitty about email marketing, is having to make new templates. It's easier than email marketing and drives 2x the conversions. Would you have 20 min for a personalized demo this week? So what we've done here so far, we've said something that lets them know we've looked at the business. We're telling them why we're reaching out. We're telling them what we actually do. We're going to make a quick video, and we're handling an objection, and we're making an ask. So before we go and make a video, let's just bring this down to something a little more simpler. So this phrase has a simpler alternative, the purple one. Keep, I like that. And I want to get to like a third grade reading level, because most people actually prefer to read at that level. That's the most like engaging level of reading I've come to find through my many years of sending sales emails. Even though they're a CEO who might be running one of the complex organizations in the world, they are going to digest something simpler, easier. So my company, Attentive, plugs directly into Shopify sites to easily engage customers with new deals. The simplest way to make something easier to read, or to make it easier to read, is to take words out of it. And so, well, if I said Attentive plugs into Shopify sites to, should I say simplify? Will it yell at me for that? Simplify how you engage customers. Okay, so it's not yelling at me anymore, and I got it down to a fourth grade reading level. What if I removed HTML? Would that take it down even further? No. I think this is good for now. So let's record a quick video. And what I'm going to endeavor to do in this video is, I want to start on their webpage. When I do that and I include this thumbnail in our email, they're going to see my face on their website. That is personalization. And then I am going to hop over to my website and just talk a little bit about it. Okay, so I am Attentive and they are Supergoop. Let me at least remember that. So starting on Supergoop, this is exactly what I would do. I did not pre-plan this, but I know that I'm Attentive. I'm selling SNS marketing, and this is a retail brand. And a moment ago, we were talking about their big sale. So you're going to see my face right here. This is a Loom, so this will look like the real thing. Hey, Supergoop. I'm Ryan from Attentive. Wanted to reach out. Hope your sale went well this last month. I wanted to talk to you for a moment about how you're going to keep all these new customers that are coming in through this website. I imagine you're doing email marketing, but my company, Attentive, makes SNS marketing really simple. We do it for companies like Urban Outfitters, and we just plug really easily into Shopify. Would love to give you guys a quick demo, make things really simple for you. But in any case, I appreciate you watching this video, and I hope to hear from you soon. Thank you. Done. When I do that, it opens up, like I hit the little stop button on my Loom, it opens up the Loom library, and I can see, like, here's one I made the other day. And what I do is I just come in here and I screenshot this. And so now I have that screenshot, but we're going to build the email together now. So if we get rid of some of this cruft and we hop into some of our sequencing tools, I love one called Apollo because it's great for me to find people too. I also love one called Close CRM because it helps me manage my deals, but there's a million out there. Lemlist, not quite a HubSpot or something. That's a little bit too one to many, and we're more one to one or one to few. Um, but Mailshake, Reply.io, Outreach.io, they are all great tools. Just for the sake of being in a workflow I'm using recently, let's do this right here. Let's just do Apollo. So I'm going to make a new sequence, and for the sake of coming from the bottom, I'm going to say like, hey, this is the Supergoop one. We're selling attentive to Supergoop, and we're going to create this, and I'm going to add in my first step. And our first step is the really automated, or I'm sorry, is the really personalized one. And if you remember, we're saying first name and then my first name and then their company and what I can help them with. So every sequencing tool is going to have snippets where you can say something like first name. And so in that subject line, I'm going to say first name Ryan, and I'm going to say Supergoop SMS marketing. Because remember, it's their company name and something really simple I can help with. I'm going to go over and I'm going to grab the email that I just wrote and I'm going to paste it in. There's a little formatting there, so let me get rid of that. So remember, I've got that snippet and I can say, hey, first name, hope your big sale went well, and I've got a video here. So what I need to do is actually get this video into my sequencing tool. And what I do to do that is I insert an image, and let me grab you from my desktop. And once that's there, you can do this even in Gmail if you prefer. There's a lot of great mail merging tools. And I will highlight it, and I will hyperlink it. I need this link. And there it is. So I can save this as a template. My follow-up emails I've saved as a template so that when I'm ready, I can just kind of add them into my flow. But here's what our email looks like. And let's just get a test email quick. So this is going to pop up in my email inbox. Hop over to Gmail. So here we go. This is the email I got sent to me. I'm just going to back out for a second. So this email that I just received has my first name, has my company's name, and has a topic that hopefully I care about if you're choosing your targets carefully. And I can see, before I even open the email, hope your big sale went well last month. What do you think the chances are that I'm going to open this email that has my name if it talks about a big sale that my company did last month? Chances are pretty high. And when I open it, this image is a little big, but the first thing I see is my goofy ass face on Supergoop's website. This isn't Supergoop's website, but I pulled it out of my library. So I can see the personalization that went into this before I even open the email. When I open the email, I can see someone's face on my website, and when I click that, I get to see a video that this person made for me. And it's really that simple. I mean, it took me a while to arrive at this workflow, but you can see that in 12 minutes, we've created a first email for you. And the next time you go to send this email, pretty much all you're going to change is the video here and this one piece of personalization. This is the most work. This is the hard part. The hard part is done. Now that we send this, we're going to send follow-up emails about this. So see you in the next video.